For those of you interested in what can be learned from the dreams of the Bible, I'll have to say the answer is a lot. Dreams of the Bible have a great deal to teach us, and in many ways, they serve as models of interpretation. For the last couple of decades, I've helped thousands of dreamers worldwide make sense of their dreams, and I can do the same for you. Today, I just want to look at one aspect of these fascinating dreams. Were they symbolic, like I suggest our dreams generally are? Or were they more literal? Let's look briefly at just 4 dreams related to today's topic, all from the book of Genesis, and 4 in a row, by the way. The first example is one received as a child by Joseph, the Joseph whose father gave a coat of many colors to. In this first childhood dream, Joseph and his brothers were binding sheaves of wheat in the field, probably something they did regularly. Sheaves, by the way, are bundles of harvested grain. The dream is found in Genesis 37, 5-7. Here's the text. Now Joseph had a dream, and he told it to his brothers, and they hated him all the more. He said to them, "Listen to this dream I had. We were binding sheaves of grain out in the field, when suddenly my sheaf rose and stood upright, while your sheaves gathered around mine and bowed to it." Let's combine the dream elements from that dream into 3 groups to simplify this. 1, the brothers were binding bundles of grain. Okay. 2, little Joseph's bundle rose up and stood upright. 3, Joseph's brothers' bundles encircled him and bowed. That's it. Was it symbolic? We can see that it was by connecting the dream to the real-life situation that it predicted. And Joseph's next dream prophesied the same thing. In this one, Joseph saw the sun, the moon, and 11 stars bowing down to him. Not only did it serve to confirm his first dream, but that dream served to tick off his 11 brothers even more. Symbolic like the first one? Yup. With his father, Jacob, and his mother, Rachel, being symbolized by the sun and moon. The prophecies of both of these dreams were, of course, fulfilled. And you may recall that the dreams rattled his jealous brothers, who responded by sending him packing, only without the suitcase. He was thrown into a pit, sold into slavery, and later imprisoned, but eventually realized the magnificent destiny prophesied in his childhood dreams. I say magnificent because Joseph was raised up to the highest position in Egypt under Pharaoh, and was able to provide for his entire family during a regional 7-year famine. And like the sheaves and stars in this dream, the brothers actually did bow before him as part of what was required in the culture. Interestingly, Genesis 42:6 confirms that. Let me get it here. Now Joseph was the governor of the land, the person who sold grain to all its people. So when Joseph's brothers arrived, they bowed to him with their faces to the ground. Does that mean that aspect of the dream was literal? No, because the dreams didn't include the brothers themselves actually bowing, only symbols of them bowing, the sheaves and the stars. So of the 2 dreams, both would be considered symbolic dreams. Now, in the story of Joseph, there are a couple of more dreams. In Genesis chapter 40, while Joseph was imprisoned in Egypt, Pharaoh's chief baker and cupbearer, you might remember, each had prophetic dreams. The baker dreamed of 3 baskets of bread on his head, with the top basket full of all sorts of baked goods for Pharaoh, but birds were eating them. For the baker, we've got baskets, bread, his head, and birds eating. We know the dream was symbolic because Joseph explained the symbolism, saying that in 3 days Pharaoh would cut off the baker's head and impale his body on a pole. And that's exactly what happened. The cupbearer's dream was just as symbolic. He dreamed of a vine with 3 branches. On the vine there were blossoms and grapes, which he squeezed into Pharaoh's cup. Joseph interpreted it, and just as he had predicted, within 3 days, Pharaoh restored the cupbearer to his position. And that makes the 4th biblical dream in a row employing symbolism. So clearly, dreams in the Bible were often symbolic. And that's one thing we can learn from biblical dreams, that they frequently use the same parabolic language that we find in our dreams today. There's, of course, so much more we can learn from dreams of the Bible, and so many more questions we could ask of them. But for now, just remember, when you get dreams that are a little wacky, it's because they've come to you in that same parabolic dream language. Here's hoping that you have 4 insightful dreams in a row. And I hope you'll subscribe and hit the notification bell here. See you next time. Every blessing, and live beyond your wildest dreams.